Hey, welcome back to JG3 Reviews. My name is James, and I do fountain pens and related things. And today, fountain pen and some related things over here in a bag that I want to share with you. While in Houston recently, I made an outing to Drum Ghouls, and so I got some stuff, and I'm going to share that with you. But I also had this PenBBS aluminum brown matte finish pen. This is the Mocha finish, and it's a weird shape, as you can see, and that's actually why I did not have one of these in my collection. But then I tested that PenBBS eyedropper that looks a lot like this. I'll put a link above, and I really liked that pen, and I liked the way that the shape, particularly the part that I didn't like the appearance of at first, the way that hourglass shape fits in the hand when you're writing. It has a purpose, and form follows function, and that I appreciate. I mentioned that in that review. And so I thought I would try this pen out, kind of do a few things at once. Is PenBBS's shape as good in the hand as that Moonman pen? Are their aluminum pens as good as their resin pens? Because I'm a huge fan, as many of you are as well, of their resin pens. But I didn't have a metal one. The other metal model, it just didn't appeal to me, kind of a plain pen. But this, I thought, since I was wrong about the Moonman, I bet I'm wrong about this one. So let's flip the camera and let's find out. Was James wrong again? Probably. Okay, so this is a very simply designed pen, and it is form follows function. You have this hourglass curve to the barrel. Let's just go straight to that first. When you hold the pen to write, that conforms to the curve of your hand, and it does make it very comfortable. And so when you write in a longer writing session, that actually is very comfortable and beneficial. It's a longer pen, see? So you don't have to worry about the fact that it doesn't post, and it doesn't post. The pen is quite comfortable now. It is also quite round with no stop, no clip or anything like that. So it does roll, and it's a roamer. So there is that. Keep that in mind. I really like this matte Mocha finish. And a metal pen is going to be sometimes a bit slippery, especially in humid conditions. We've talked about that before. But this metal section has two things to help mitigate that. One is the matte finish. This is not a slippery grip at all. So the things that you don't like about a metal grip being too slippery, this pen isn't. I get a good purchase on that grip, no issue there. The step down is very, as you can see, minimal, and so not bad at all. You kind of get a two level step down with the name and logo here in the pen, and actually I think that looks quite nicely done into this hourglass grip. All very comfortable. You'll notice that the threads are actually at the front of the grip, just like some other pens, rather than being back here. So that gets those out of the way, and that's why they're able to stamp in the name. All very well done, very precise and nicely done. The machining on this pen is as excellent as you would expect it to be if you've only had experience with their acrylic pens. Yeah, it lives up to the reputation. They are as good at this as they are, and that's one of the things that I bought this pen to find out, and so I'm very, very pleased. Let's go ahead to the nib just while we're here, and on the nib you will notice it is a standard number 6 PenBBS. I have it in the medium, and these are swappable. One of the great things about PenBBS is that you can swap out all their number 6 nibs, and that variety of nibs is constantly expanding at the moment. This would take that new calligraphy nib that's been kind of hot from PenBBS, and it will take, of course, their extra fine, which I hear great things about, but I still haven't tried myself. Their fine, which their fine is one of my favorite number 6 fines, and this medium, which is also excellent in my experience. But they're adding to that as we speak. So there is that variety. Their nib units are very reasonably priced. So check those out. If you've got one and you'd like to maybe not buy another pen, but just buy a nib, they accommodate that very well. I'm very pleased with the quality of their nibs and the reasonable price of their steel nibs. So very, very cool. Then, of course, a plastic nib unit as is normal. But as I said, those are really easy to swap out. The cap, which I didn't actually show you much of, tapers down into a conical end, and so does the other end. At the end of that hourglass is just this conical ending. So very, very simple design, very comfortable pen, and I really do like this pen. So there you go. Let's go ahead and do a size comparison, and then we will jump into how it writes. Okay, so for size comparisons, I'm hoping that the Rhodia pad will aid me in holding that pen still, but that also gives you kind of an idea if you have a rodeo pad. Rodeo pad. I'm in Texas. It's a rodeo pad. Maybe that's what we ought to call it. Anyway, a rodeo pad sitting around. Here is the Platinum Prefante with fine Corinthian leather. I don't know why. I'm sorry. It just comes to my mind every single time. Ricardo Montalban must carry one in his pocket. But that gives you an idea of the size. That's a pen that a lot of you have, or if you have a Preppy, they're very similar in size. This is that Jinhao 35, and I really enjoy that pen way better than it ought to be. And then I have a Platinum Placer to give you an idea there. You'll notice I'm a little platinum heavy here because I've got another platinum pen in the laptop case as well. Here's the Muji. A lot of you have that pen to give you an idea of the size, and you know, whenever you're traveling, of course, a TWSBI Go. Love that pen, and there you go. That kind of gives you a variety, not so much of length. They're all kind of close. I hadn't really realized how close these all are in length, but certainly in style, all very different pens. And you just got a sneak peek. When James travels, what does he take? Well, it changes every time, but this time I wanted practical, easy to replace. Should I lose these pens? I didn't bring any of my really, really expensive pens today. Just really good variety of pens and nibs and colors of ink. So I've got brown, I've got blue-black, Lexington gray. This has black, I think it's just the platinum black. The Muji, actually I think it may be black. No, this is midnight blue, Noodler's midnight blue. And then this is a royal blue. So, you know, you got to have plenty of blue when you're traveling. It's like taking the AeroPress with you. It's got to happen. All right, now let's see how that pen writes. Okay, for all of that, how does it actually write? First, let me tell you, it feels great in the hand. Very comfortable again with that ergonomic shape, that hourglass section. I do like. It is not slippery, even though it is a metal pen. And hey, I'm here in the Houston area when I'm filming this, and you know, it's a muggy place, and this is not bad at all. Maybe there's a little bit of cheating. I do have the thermostat way down low, but it's not bad. It's not bad in the muggy weather. That's something. So this is PenBBS. I talked too long. And this is the 323. And this is their medium steel nib number 6. Just in case you can't tell that from looking. Really lovely nib on these PenBBS pens. I just like it. And this is Diamine chocolate brown, which you may have already figured out. And let me just say, this is a great pairing, in my view, to this pen. Just really, really suits that Mocha finish well. It's going to come as no surprise to you that I had to, while I was setting up the camera, I had to get a cup of coffee. Love that Guatemalan coffee. So here we go. I'm going to be quiet and let you listen. My apologies for a little bit of a shaky camera. Let's test that for wetness. Ooh, nice. Isn't that nice? So a good wet nib and a nice ink, always a great combination. You're not going to get a lot of line variation, but you will with this ink get some color variation. Let me get that a little bit closer to the camera and let you see that shape. Okay, hopefully you can see this. I'm just having to use the natural light through the window today, but that ink and nib combo does have some really nice shading, and I like that. So just a really great pairing. This ink is a favorite of mine. If you've watched the channel very long, you know I like brown ink. I think it deserves to be in the world a lot more often, and you know I like these number 6 nibs. So as I said, really like the pen. It's a very comfortable shape. The machining, excellent. The build quality, excellent. For the money, there's just nothing to hold you back from getting this pen as long as it's within your budget, because it's really a great pen. And you know, I'm with a lot of you on the metal section thing, but this one is not slippery. They've done a great job with that matte finish. It is metal and aluminum. So, you know, for example, today when I got it out of my bag, the air conditioner's been on pretty good all night. So the pen was pretty cold, but it warms up very quickly, as of course it would, but being an aluminum pen. And it's just a very comfortable pen to write with, and an excellent, excellent writer. If you already like PenBBS pens, this is not going to change your opinion. If you're on the fence, it might, to the positive. Just a great pen. I actually don't think I have any cons. Let me just tell you one more thing that I forgot to do. It is a cartridge converter pen, and it does come with their good. And as you can see, there is an O-ring here as well. So once again, PBS just knocking it out of the park. This pen's been around for a while and has a good track record. So if you're wondering, it's a great one. Now, I promised to let you know what I got on my outing to Dromgools. Let's get that bag and check that out. Okay, so what's in the bag? What did I get on my outing to Dromgools? Well, I got a bag. That's like getting a box, but it's a nice bag for what bags are. I got a little bit of the Clairefontaine paper. You can't find this where I'm from, and so I'm really glad to have been able to find. I almost forgot to look for it, and then right when I was checking out, I had to run back and get me some. There was the number one thing. I really only planned to get the one thing and then maybe a couple of others, and I had pretty good discipline, I gotta say. My wife was proud of me. I didn't walk out with this whole store, as if. Anyway, I was on my way to get a Noodler's ink, and that is their turquoise. I got a sample of this in one of the Goulet sample packs not all that long ago, and I decided this ink, it's gonna happen. So while I was there, I checked that out, and I got that. So there's that. Then I got another brown ink. I told you I like them. So anyway, the Private Reserve chocolate. You know, you kind of sense a theme. If it's not coffee, it's chocolate, right? So this one is, I can already tell both of these colors. I can tell you this, these weren't purchases just for James. My family, my wife and daughters were with me, and they're going, yeah, I'm going to be using that. So got the turquoise and the chocolate. And then for me, just one more thing, but before I get to that, my daughter absolutely fell in love with the pig paper clips. You gotta love that, right? So pig paper clips. I got back here to the hotel room and looked in the bag, and I was like, I don't remember pig paper clips, but somebody snuck those into the thing there. So I bought those, didn't I? And then the other is they had some Ackerman ink, and that is just such a cool thing. So I bought this. I know part of it's the bottle. You know, the bottle is just as cool as the ink. But check this out. You know that if it's not blue and it's not brown, it's probably what? I should have made this a trivia question. It's probably going to be green. And look at the glorious green in that ink bottle. Is that not just awesome? So can't wait to get that in a pen when I get back home. All right, I hope that you've enjoyed today's review and the shopping bag reveal. And down in the comments, share with me, do you prefer the acrylic 323 or the aluminum 323? And if you're a coffee drinker, how do you drink your coffee? Black, cream and sugar, cream and something, mochas. Just remember though this one thing, that iced coffee is what secretes from the devil's pituitary gland. When they say, do you want your coffee hot or iced? It's hot because it's coffee. I got strong opinions about that. Okay. Anyway, well, how do you like your coffee? Let's share that in the comments, because pens and coffee, they kind of go together sometimes. God bless you and have a great week.